Serendipity on Wuhan Railway, Episode 8. Discuss 3 blessings of the Garden of Eden: work, marriage, and rest. Bao Hui asked, "Are you talking about the Garden of Eden in Genesis chapter 2 and 3? Not just these 2 chapters, but everywhere the Garden of Eden is mentioned," he replied. "The Garden of Eden is a place where you enjoy God's presence and are filled with joy," she said. "Now, are you enjoying God's presence and filled with joy?" he asked. "I love this place. It feels wonderful. Why was the Central Aviation School built here?" she asked. "You haven't even answered my question, but you've already asked a new one," he said. "Instruct Xu, I've already answered your question," she said. "Please call me Yong Dao. I'm not worthy of being your instructor. You have a master's degree and a higher degree than me," he said. "The teacher is capable. You can fly a plane, but I can only drive a car on the ground," she said. "Can you drive?" he asked. "I learned it in America," she replied. "Bao Hui, now, do you feel like you're in the Garden of Eden?" he asked. "Yes," she replied. "Okay, now let me answer your question. Why was the Central Aviation School built here?" he said. "You're really amazing, instructor, forcing me to answer your question first," she said. "I won't dare force you. I'm just eager to know the answer. At the end of the 20th year of the Republic of China, the nationalist government moved the aviation school, which had been established in Nanjing, to Hangzhou's Jianqiao. The following year, it was renamed the Central Aviation School. Hangzhou is very close to Xikou, the hometown of President Chiang, or Generalissimo Chiang Kai-shek. The Central Aviation School was affiliated with the Military Commission and was specifically designed to train Air Force pilots and officers for the nationalist government. Generalissimo Chiang Kai-shek attached great importance to the Air Force and regarded Air Force pilots as his sons. He often visited the aviation school and would also visit his hometown by the way," he said. "No wonder the Central Aviation School moved from Nanjing to Hangzhou," she said. "Of course, there are other reasons, including one related to Jianqiao's geographical location. Jianqiao is not far from Shanghai, allowing imported aircraft parts to be shipped to Shanghai by ship and then taken to Jianqiao via the Shanghai-Hangzhou Railway. This makes it convenient for aviation school instructors and students to visit Shanghai for shopping and entertainment. Its proximity to West Lake and Hangzhou Bay facilitates pilot training in aerial visual detection of water and land targets. Furthermore, Jianqiao is a 1,000-year-old ancient city. On Jianqiao Street stands a church built by 1,000 Presbyterian missionaries in the 31st year of the Guangxu reign of the Qing dynasty, making it convenient for President Chiang Kai-shek and his wife to attend church services during their visits. 9 years ago, China's first botanical garden was established in Zhenqiao, boasting over 1,000 plant species and giving Zhenqiao a unique charm. Finally, and crucially, this place was originally a competition ground, offering ample space suitable for an airport and aircraft manufacturing plant, he said. There are so many reasons, and I don't understand them all, she said. Do you know the 3 blessings God gave to Adam in the Garden of Eden? He asked. Tend the garden and enjoy the work. Enter into marriage and have many children. Be free from worries and rest in the Lord, she said. You are truly a pastor's daughter, and a good one at that, he said. It seems that Instructor Xu is also well versed in the art of praise, she said. I'm learning and applying it now from Teacher Yan, he said. The 3 blessings all became curses after Adam rebelled against God and sinned, she said. I, your student, was just beginning to discuss the question of curses and blessings with you, he said. Please pay the tuition first. Perform the rites of apprenticeship, and then call me your teacher, she said. Teacher Yan is truly a woman of both Chinese and Western learning, proficient in Western learning without forgetting her roots, he said. Your level as a student is far higher than that of a teacher, and there is no need for you to become my disciple, she said. Teacher Yan's words have made me even more eager to be taught by you more often, he said. Instructor Xu, please state the question you wish to discuss, she said. The 3 blessings, work, marriage, and rest, all become curses for sinners. People toil day and night without rest, and marriage becomes a prison of suffering. But for those of us who repent and believe in Jesus, our sins have been wiped away by Jesus' blood on the cross, and forgiven by God. These 3 blessings are still blessings, he said. It seems you enjoy both work and rest, she said. Yes, I enjoy both blessings, but I'm missing one. He looked at her, silent. She understood. He meant he was still missing marriage. Have you prayed to the Lord? She asked. For what? He asked back. You are missing one, she said. Pray day and night. I believe the Lord has answered my prayer, he said, thinking to himself. You are the Eve the Lord brought to me. My late father, Pastor Yan, often said that people should pursue spiritual blessings. Earthly blessings are a gift of spiritual blessings. Pursuing earthly blessings will ultimately be in vain, and we will miss out on eternal spiritual blessings, she said. You mean we should pursue the 8 Beatitudes as described in Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, right? He asked. Yes, she replied. Ever since my youth, I've longed for the 8 Beatitudes of the kingdom of heaven. God promised Abraham's spiritual descendants, us, believers, the blessings of offspring, land, and Emmanuel, he said. It seems you are more spiritual than I am, she said, feeling a surge of respect for him. She remembered her father's words. When a woman marries, she should marry a man who is spiritually stronger than herself, so that he can be the head of the household and the spiritual leader of the family. From her conversation with him, she knew that his spiritual state and knowledge of the Bible were no less than hers as a pastor's daughter, and even much stronger. He glanced at his watch and said, It's getting late. I will take you back to the guest house to rest. You have to get up early tomorrow to attend the church. It was almost 9 o'clock in the evening when he walked her to the door of her room. Reluctance filled his eyes as he said, 宝慧, go to bed early. I will call you tomorrow. Tomorrow morning at 6:30. We will leave at 7 for Jianqiao Church. Morning service starts at 8. Okay. Good night, she said. Good night, he said, glancing at her before turning and leaving. He longed to turn back and watch her open the door and enter the room, but he restrained himself, fearing he'd follow her inside. Bao Hui went inside, showered, and lay in bed, reflecting on the day's events. It felt a bit like a Hollywood movie, not quite real, but true. She noticed Xu Yongdao's strong self-control, his humorous words, and well-behaved behavior. He loved to joke, but he knew when to stop, which deepened her affection for him. He had never foreseen being in a strange place like today, with a man she had just met. With inner peace and faith in the Lord, she prayed and followed him to Jianqiao. Don't overthink on it. Go to bed. A good night's sleep will make you look even more beautiful. Get enough rest for exploring new lands tomorrow morning, she told herself. The next morning, before 5 o'clock, it was already bright. Bao Hui got up, washed, and began her morning prayers. Then she opened her English Bible and, according to her reading schedule, read Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. This verse reassured her. After reading for a while, Yongdao knocked on the door. She glanced at her watch. It was exactly 6:30, and she admired his faithful sense of time. They arrived at the Jianqiao Church, where there were still plenty of seats. She said she preferred a seat near the pulpit, where distractions were minimized. The hearing was clearer, and the learning was maximized. He led her to the third row. The first two rows were usually reserved for the choir. As they neared the third row, Xu Yongdao saw that Lin Haoen had already arrived before him. His eyes closed, and his head bowed in silent prayer. Xu Yongdao quietly sat down to Lin Haoen's left, and allowed Yan Baohui to sit next to him. In this church, the congregation does not have seats divided by gender. After taking their seats, Xu Yongdao and Yan Baohui closed their eyes and prayed silently. Many devout believers have this habit, sitting down in church and praying silently for a few minutes. After Lin Haoen finished praying silently, he opened his eyes and was not surprised to see Xu Yongdao. They were often together. Either Yongdao or Haoen would come first. He was surprised to see Yan Baohui next to Xu Yongdao, wearing a light pink crepe short-sleeved western dress. He felt that she looked familiar, and the dress looked familiar. After Xu Yongdao finished praying silently, he opened his eyes and saw Lin Haoen staring at Yan Baohui with a look of surprise on his face. So he said, "Haoen, let me introduce you. This is my girlfriend, Miss Yan Baohui. She is your younger sister's classmate." Yongdao deliberately lengthened the word "my" to emphasize it. Lin Haoen, a look of sudden realization on his face, said, "No wonder. She looks familiar, but I can't remember where I have seen her before." "Oh, I saw Miss Yan in my sister's photo album. The photo was taken 6 years ago, just before Miss Yan and my younger sister graduated. I often heard my younger sister say that there was a talented girl in the class who went to study in the United States after graduation. It was such an honor to meet her today." Xu Yongdao said, "Your sister and Baohui are good friends. How come you haven't met her?" Lin Haoen said, "When my sister and Miss Yan were in high school, I was studying for a master's degree in the United States, so I missed the opportunity to meet Miss Yan. Last year, before returning to China, I was shopping in an American store and saw a model wearing Miss Yan's pink dress on a fashion show. That dress was indeed a popular American style last year," she said. "No wonder it looked familiar," Lin Haoen said. At this time, a church brother leader came to the podium and led the congregation in pre-service hymns. Half an hour before the service, the congregation sings hymns with the leader, sometimes learning new hymns. This time they sang, "This is My Father's World," from the hymn book, "All Heavens Sing Praise." Yan Baohui has been singing this hymn since she was a child. It was the first hymn her mother, Mrs. Yan, taught her. The familiar hymn instantly brought her back to her childhood with her parents. When she thought about her loneliness now, tears welled up in her eyes. She quietly pulled a handkerchief from her handbag to wipe her tears, not wanting anyone to notice. That's all for today. Thank you for listening and watching.